Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Lois Celeste. She's the Executive Director of the Saratoga Senior Center. And we're joined by Brian Nealon. Now, he's a CEO of the Wesley community in Saratoga. And they're here to talk about that organization's important work in the community in another edition of A Look at Seniors. I also sit down with Dr. Christine Duffy. She's a president of SUNY Adirondack. And we're joined by John Jablonski. He's new vice president there. And they're here to discuss new academic programs that are being added to the curriculum at SUNY Adirondack. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, a group of local officials, businesses, venue owners, and representatives are teaming up to establish a year-round destination for youth sports events in our area. Now, the initiative is to utilize sports tournaments to bolster tourism. Now, it's spearheaded by Kristen Hannafin, Special Events and Convention Sales Director for Lake George. Now, the group is meeting this week to discuss details. We spoke to Kristen about this.
The meeting actually that's going to be happening on Thursday is the third meeting with regards to sports and sports marketing in the area. It is actually sort of a preliminary meeting of some various rights holders and some stakeholders in the area to talk about the potential formation of a sports advisory council or sports commission, which would be a subsidiary of the Lake George CVB and Chamber of Commerce.
Now, Kristen and Jeff Mead from the Glens Falls Civic Center will be here Friday for an interview after that meeting, so we can discuss it in further detail. All right, in other news, here's a good one. Ben & Jerry's in Saratoga held an ice cream giveaway today. Now, in return for free ice cream, the store encouraged donations for the Universal Preservation Hall, which is scheduled to close for renovations beginning in June. Now, in addition, Ben & Jerry's is heavily involved in the community, including Black Lives Matter initiatives. And they are also encouraging voter registration. Well, we spoke to Carol Gadet. She's a co-owner of Ben & Jerry's in Saratoga.
Our Scoopers have generously donated their tips for today to Universal Preservation Hall. We always pick a not-for-profit every year to donate our tips to, and we couldn't think of a more worthy organization than them.
What a great effort. Now, we're also going to speak to Teddy Foster. She's a director of the Capital Campaign for the Universal Preservation Hall, and we'll have more on that and the fundraising mission for the hall. Switching from news to weather, yep, it's rain. Today saw cloudy skies and rain. You can expect a lot of rain in the coming days. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. As we jump into the first look forecast right now, we're going to continue to see some more wet weather pushing across the region tonight. We've seen that through a decent chunk of the daytime today already as this low breeze is through. We're waiting on high pressure out to our west right now to still make a move in our direction, but still we'll be seeing a slow clear out and then perhaps another chance of rain returning quickly as we continue on to the back half of the week. We can still see temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the region, some more mild air down towards D.C. as they'll see a low of 53 tonight, but a cooler night is expected here, well above freezing, but still in the upper 30s. We could receive anywhere from a tenth to a quarter inch of rainfall throughout the evening. For the daytime tomorrow, the shower activity will come to a close, at least briefly. Some sunshine at times, otherwise cloudy, 54 for the high. Out the door, do expect to see overcast skies and those showers coming to an end as we start to walk out the door tomorrow morning. Should see some drier weather between about 7 to 9 a.m. Temperatures still cooler, 38 to 42 degrees. Taking a look at the extended forecast here, you see that wet weather back with us very quickly. 46 degrees on Thursday with a 100% chance of rain. Could still see some more heavier downpours Thursday night before it lets up Friday. Finally seeing sunshine back out with us as we head into the weekend. We'll still see cloudy skies, 46 on Saturday. Sunday, sunshine and 57 for the high. So some more wet weather and then finally a nice clear out. We'll be back in time for the weekend. Well, that's it from the Weather Center. Now let's get back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Brad. Springtime. Okay, back to the news. Well, the Law Enforcement Officers Weekend event was announced today in Lake George at a press conference. The event is a retreat for law enforcement officers to give them a chance to get away from the line of duty. Well, it kicks off the weekend of May 19 and will include a golf tournament, shooting competition, and an armored vehicle pull. Yep, you heard that correctly, armored vehicle pull. Now, at the press conference, Mayor Bob Blais and the vice president of the event, Austin Glickman, announced the need for more registrations.
If you want to come to Lake George, whether you're law enforcement or not, if you're just a supporter, we want everyone to come and be able to have fun. They can go to www.leoweekend.com, and all the information's on the website. They can register right then and there. And if they're not able to come for Leo Weekend, they can also donate to our 501c3 to help bring more families of fallen police officers to Lake George as well.
Ah, great idea. All right, up next, I sit down with Lois Celeste. She's executive director of Saratoga Senior Center. We're joined by Brian Nealon. Well, he's the CEO of Wesley Community in Saratoga, and they're here to talk about the organization's important work in the community in another edition of Look at Seniors. Plus, I also sit down with Dr. Kristen Duffy. She's president of SUNY Adirondack, and we're joined by John Jablonski. He's a vice president, academic affairs. They're here to discuss new academic programs that are being added to the curriculum at SUNY Adirondack. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea. How about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. We got a couple of lookouts for tonight. Well, so for the love of money, none of us here can figure out what a heavy armored vehicle pull is. I don't know. Anybody got any ideas on this one? But we've got to give the lookout to Bob Blaze for putting together Law Enforcement Weekend. What a great idea for anybody in law enforcement to get away from the line of duty, bring their family up to Lake George. But we don't know what this armored vehicle pull is. Also, lookout goes to Ben & Jerry's in Saratoga. Ben & Jerry's has an unbelievable history of being involved in the community and everything from preserving Universal Preservation Hall to voter registration. So we get a look out there. There is a flood watch, by the way. We didn't cover it in the weather report because we weren't certain, but we did just get information that for the next couple of days, be real careful out there, especially on rural roads, because there's a flood watch in effect. And last but not least, please go to Facebook. We got some nice comments on a recent Tracks episode that we premiered this week. So go to Facebook and tell us what you think. Tonight on Look TV, it's a Queensbury Town Board meeting. It's a new one. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.